I'm Mike Myzak with the local news. On September 26, 2023, in Pittsburgh, PA, parishioners at Epiphany Catholic Church in downtown Pittsburgh held Mass, and local pro-choice activists made noise outside to protest the harassment of patients seeking care at the local Planned Parenthood downtown. Mass was to be followed by a march to nearby Planned Parenthood. This march was conducted in collaboration with anti-abortion 501c 40 Days for Life, whose CEO, Sean Carney, can be seen here, not being political.
Our DOJ is bigoted towards pro-life Americans. They're bigoted towards Catholics. And it's not because we have conspiracy theories. It's because they've showed us the evidence where that's very, very clear. We have Mark Houck, who's the 40 Days for Life volunteer, at his house raided by the FBI. And it's just out of control. It's out of control. And this is yet another example. And we work closely with the DOJ and the FBI for many years. And just like a light switch went off a year ago, and all of a sudden they started targeting us. And it can only be because of bigotry or their hatred for our pro-life beliefs.
The man Carney is referring to, Mark Houck, is the man seen here assaulting a clinic escort.
And at that point, Mark Houck, our defendant, he gets hot. And so now if you notice something there, scrub it back a little.
And in Pittsburgh, a 40 Days for Life security guard tackled a counter-protester for grabbing one of their signs, breaking his arm. 40 Days for Life is gaining a reputation for violence, and Carney knows he has to fight that image. But in reality, his image is synonymous with violence. Women's lack of access to safe and affordable reproductive care has been restricted in dozens of states, forcing young girls who were raped to travel to neighboring states for an abortion. In some cases, those girls were forced to have their baby, like in Mississippi. This is violence. Or like in Nebraska, where a mother and her daughter were both sent to jail for using abortion pills to terminate the 17-year-old's unwanted pregnancy. Make no mistake, this is state violence brought upon women by the Dobbs Supreme Court decision. And Sean Carney wants to use 40 days for life to expand this oppression to all states and even other countries. 40 Days for Life operates in more than 600 locations at any given time. Folks witnessing the march downtown were categorically unclear as to what they were witnessing. We talked to one woman waiting for a bus home. Okay, so we're here. 40 Days for Life is marched from the Catholic Church. They're walking to the Planned Parenthood, and this is to protest abortion. Here with someone on the street here. We're witnessing this. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I hope these people go like fuck themselves or whatever. Like, this is kind of mean. Like, what? Wow, I can't believe all these people like want people to keep babies even if they're like not ready to have one. Okay, whatever. That's kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, you think Planned Parenthood is an important organization for people's health?
Yes, I do. I think it's really important.
So is this concerning to you, this type of thing here?
Yeah, I think that is concerning. And then the police looking as if we're doing something wrong by just talking into a microphone. Yeah, like what? That's weird. Oh God, okay.
Some folks waiting for their buses were annoyed enough with the transportation delays to engage the protesters with some spirited heckling.
They don't give a fuck.
No, they don't.
Let the dogs loose in the water hoses.
Fucking awesome.
Please, like, get that shit out the fucking way. Say that shit again. Get them fuckers out the way. Like, fuck out of here.
You're not fighting nobody. I'm a
So, get the dog hoses. They don't do this shit for niggas. Get the dog hoses. What what they're crying about.
This lady's a business owner. Everyone go home. This lady's a business owner. Everyone go home.
I don't support your shit. I don't know you. Get the hoses and the dogs. Get the hoses and the dogs. So what? Colin Kaepernick was on his knees too, but y'all judged him. Fuck all that shit.
ODing in the streets. You don't worry about that because you're worried about
Nope.
unborn fetuses. I do. I used to work in that shit. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
No one cares.
I did that shit for fun. Fuck that.
Like, they're in the middle of the street to do nothing. Bro, yeah, like, they don't even know what the fuck they're standing here for. They don't give a fuck. They want to go home. This shit is stupid.
Why they gotta stop me from going home? I want to get bus.
Are y'all gonna like make a circle so the buses can get by? Let's open that bitch
Part of the
up.
Red Sea.
Fact. This shit goofy.
Fuck that.
For what? Yeah, like
Planned Parenthood.
that shit for my
And abortions
man.
is like the tiniest fucking percentage.
They don't even know why a lot of this shit be open. They got pedo uncles. That's what it is.
Idiot.
They got pedo uncles and shit.
They gave the LGBT they gave the
Man, like a motherfucker. They know what it is.
Listen. This is how, but see, I'm a retired Marine. See? Now, I want to teach the young men how to psychologically, chemically, and biologically assault particular laws and systems of unity first.
Once the ritual concluded, an anti-abortion protester approached counter-protesters to have a conversation about faith. The full convo can be heard on patreon.com/thelocalnewspgh. Here are some excerpts from the conversation.
I want to tell you what you guys tell gay people, do it in your own home.
Yeah, that's not what my church tells me.
That's pretty much.
Actually, I mean, I have multiple friends that experience same-sex attraction. They love Jesus, I love them, I love Jesus. We don't have any problem.
Are you going to talk about any conversion therapies that they might have had at this point? No, not nothing to do. But I think there's a lot of gay Christians that get shoved into conversion camps, and every time you get an attraction, you get shocked. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah, I don't know how to think about that.
Could I just ask, why do you say same-sex attraction? Why don't you just say homosexual or gay or something?
Well, at least from my friends that are Christians and that experience same-sex attraction, that's the language they told me to use. So I'm just respecting them. Okay. And I'm sure there might be other people who identify as homosexual or gay, and I want to respect all people. So that's at least where I'm coming from, knowing my background.
Okay.
Good question, yeah.
Generation Z is the first pro-life generation that's anti-family.
Yeah.
Because they completely,
that's a good
they
point.
support homosexual marriage, they support all this trans stuff. And granted...
25% of them are LGBTQIA++.
IA++.
Let me just say, like, my Catholic faith does not hate any person. Does not hate any person. So I think there are some that do. I totally agree with you, but it's not the one that I'm a part of. Because I don't stand for that either. I don't
What do
stand
you
for
What do you
hatred of
think
people.
about someone in the march in February was carrying an America First flag?
Oh, yeah. all
What do you
those
think
Nazi
about
flags.
that? With the body of Christ leading the procession, is someone is waving an America
What's
First
the white flag with the green tree on it that I keep saying?
Appeal to Heaven.
Yeah.
It's like a 1776 type of
Yeah,
that
it's the
movement,
religion
like
flag.
a January 6th-ish type of thing.
It was at January 6th. The same flag that was flying at January 6th with all the Christian Nazis was flying at your protest.
Okay, so
6 months
the
ago.
March for Life is what you're talking about?
No, 40 Days for Life here in Pittsburgh.
40 Days for Life here in Pittsburgh.
You got some bad
6
flags.
months ago?
In February.
I actually just moved here in April, so I'm not sure what those flags represented.
Check it
America
out.
And I'm not
First.
sure. Yeah,
America
yeah,
First.
I definitely
America
can.
First is an alt-right nationalist flag.
Okay.
Do you think Jesus supports America First?
I think fan of the Romans. Yeah, I mean, I would say Jesus supports truth first. Yeah, and like I don't think America always, like as a country and institution, does what is true or what is wrong. So I'm not sure whose procession that was or what
It
those
was
flags were.
this
but-
church's, Epiphany Church's
Oh, it was?
procession.
Started there and they
And
marched right here. Give us exactly.
the spokespersons for the church wouldn't comment on the flags.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's possible. Like some people from outside the church community came and like joined the group.
And that didn't scare you? Like does that make you feel uncomfortable? Does that
well,
like
if
grouped in
someone,
with those Nazis?
for example, like I don't know who those people were, so I really can't comment on it. But it's possible it was like a
Members of
member
the
from
church.
outside of our church that just jumped in, and at that point, it's like, well, I'm not gonna like say get out of here.
Absolutely,
Or just, like,
absolutely.
thing is
Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. say
Why would
that.
I want a Nazi standing
It's
with
not
us?
easy.
Like,
It's
why would I want
scary,
someone that
but
hates
you
black
gotta do
people
it.
cheering against the church?
Well-
I wouldn't. I would want him to fucking get away from me.
Maybe
So,
I would have
why-
a conversation with them to see like what was going on, and then like just hopefully guide them towards truth. But like I'm not gonna
You're
like.
not changing a Nazi or a fascist.
I would at least try. I wouldn't give up on them, but I would.
It's kind of their choice if they want to change.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
But sometimes they don't always make that choice. You know, sometimes their mind is made up. And unfortunately, there's not much you can do other than just oppose them, instead of trying to, reach out the olive branch. It sucks. I wish it wasn't that way, but unfortunately it is.
What if my girlfriend, if I marry your wife, has a child complication? Who do you want me to come to if she dies in childbirth? Who do you want me to, I don't want to say kill, because that's wrong, but I would be, if that would happen, I'd probably just end my life right there. If that's something that is preventable wasn't prevented because of religious people, I would blame single-handed.
Are you talking about like toxic pregnancy when
Absolutely.
Yeah, so a woman in that scenario is allowed to have surgery.
No. There are instances all over the last 2 years, Texas, Louisiana, of like women about to die, and they're like, you're not septic yet. We can't touch you because we'll get sued because of Christian Republicans.
There's a lot
You
of
will get sued if I touch you. So women have to be like this close to dying, crawl into the hospital,
You might not think it
and
goes that far.
then they might
People
treat
do
you.
take it that
And
far.
if that would happen to me, I don't know who I'd blame. I blame you. I
That's
would
fair.
blame you, honestly. I would blame you. I would blame you single-handedly, every single person here.
At least the doctors I know, I don't think that's been a scenario that came up, but you have one that I could look up and just do a personal research myself? Do you have like one scenario?
You can type in Texas, Florida, Louisiana. I saw ectopic pregnancies all over. Women going into septic shock, refuse service because the hospitals are offensive. It's not.
Let's not even begin when children get a
I mean, I don't want to pull out my phone and
I mean, it might be one thing for the hospital to be afraid, another thing to say you're a Christian. Like, those are two different things. Like
no. Hospitals are afraid to work on them because the law prevents them from doing so. Because Christian laws.
That's not necessarily like a law that I support. A law
I would blame.
Well, it's there, buddy. It's there.
Right, but that's not to say the Catholic
But I'm blaming
Church.
you, man. I'm blaming
we don't
you
support that either.
wholeheartedly, and you don't see the connection. You want to separate yourself from all the bad.
There are already dozens of documented cases of women being forced to carry unviable pregnancies to full term, or else risk prosecution by the law. 501c of course, are not allowed to engage in politics. Yet, at the 40 Days for Life March from Epiphany Church in February, parishioners could be seen carrying alt-right flags. This time, organizers sent out a message to participants stating that only imagery of Christ or Mary would be permitted. Were they feeling the pressure from my reporting? That's for you to decide. For the local news, I'm Mike Myzak.
Protest Chick-fil-A, their business is going to go down. Now, you shouldn't. You should probably be arrested and not given the death penalty, but like put on death row just to scare them. Like, never do this ever again. I'm unconditionally pro-life, I promise.
Folks, let's keep this news train rolling. If you want to see us covering more things and going more places, and you just want me to eat food and pay my bills, go to www.patreon.com/thelocalnewspgh and sign up for exclusive content and get your name in the credits of all the videos. Love you, bye.